First of all, I was there that night. I was with Suge.
Oh, you were with him. Okay. Do you have any idea who shot Suge?
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot Suge.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So when he comes out of sedation, I'm sure anybody who gets shot will tell you who shot them, right?
yeah.
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right?
Katt Williams didn't shout when Tupac's name came up. He almost whispered it, not as an accusation but as a reminder that some truth survived by never being filmed. When Netflix finalized its Diddy documentary, certain moments were highlighted, others quietly cut, and at least one perspective never made it through the edit. The question isn't what happened to Tupac anymore, it's why finishing some stories still feels dangerous.
You know, nobody else is under my rule but me and my kids. You know what I mean? But I made myself into a king. Now I need a queen to be happy so that I can be a teacher and a father. I can't be that until I find
Its Diddy documentary, certain moments were highlighted, others quietly cut, and at least one perspective never made it through the edit. The question isn't what happened to Tupac anymore, it's why finishing some stories still feels dangerous.
Two real life street stars, man. We are back once again. The woman with the plan, the Jaginator, the Jag Squad, Mrs. Jaguar. Right. Welcome back.
Hey,
Uh,
how y'all doing?
we're doing good, and Jag, I don't know if
How
this is
are the holidays going for you guys since you asked?
a
Good.
cold. Yeah, it's cold. we got
It's
to deal.
cold?
We got that Philly weather. We got that Philly weather down here, so I don't know what's going
Really?
on. Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it.
That's insane. I remember when I first moved to Dallas, the first Christmas we had, it was like 68 degrees, 70 degrees. And I was like, see, this is awesome. A Christmas you can barbecue on. So, yeah.
We call that freezing down here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, horrible. Jack, I don't know if it's a time to celebrate or a time to mourn because we have a documentary and that's trending #1 on Netflix
Mhm,
where we have a black man
mhm.
executive producing the downfall of another black man.
Is
Uh,
that what we're calling it?
I mean, that's how some people are looking at this thing. Or it might be looked at as a vindication, but that's why we're here. We're gonna have a conversation, man. This Sean Combs, The Reckoning, the 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now, and once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation, as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that the normal person may not even see or hear about that happens in the day to day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting.
Katt Williams isn't an outsider in the usual sense. He's an insider who repeatedly declined entry into the industry's most protected rooms. Over the years, he's spoken about rejecting money, access, and alliances that came with influence. His silence wasn't absence, it was restraint. In an environment where belonging often demands compliance, what does it mean to choose distance? Oh, and how much weight does that choice carry when he finally speaks?
Don't give
In a 95 interview, Tupac Shakur made a statement that still echoes largely because of what he didn't say. He referenced proof yet refused to make his claims public. His tone was careful, deliberate, almost legal rather than emotional. Every word felt measured, as if chosen with consequences in mind. YH Khan.
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot Suge.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So when he comes out of sedation, I'm sure anybody who gets shot will tell you who shot them, right?
yeah.
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right? That don't bother nobody, does it? Certainly doesn't bother me.
So,
Shout outs to the nobodies of the
so you're
world.
predicting this is going to be a nobody situation.
I'm making no predictions
Okay.
whatsoever. I'm saying the
But-
police said they arrested the shooters, then said they didn't arrest the shooters. But I was there, so I know that 20 minutes after people were laying down.
Voice of speculation. It was the voice of risk calculation. When someone known for confrontation suddenly chooses restraint, it raises a different question. Is it doubt or an awareness that some consequences extend far beyond the individual speaking? Interview 6. When responsibility dissolves into abstraction, one question remains unavoidable. Who benefits most from that disappearance? Interview 7. YH Khan. According to 50 Cent, more than 100 hours of footage never made it into the Netflix series. The cuts were explained as time limits and narrative focus, but documentaries aren't new.
And a situation where the person already has the gun out and you're standing in front of somebody. Now, if you're an idiot, you can believe this was about Suge Knight, but Suge Knight has been accessible every day of his life for
Yeah.
20 years. We know who it was aimed at. We know whose life he saved, and we know why they won't talk about it. But now the rumor mill would tell you, yeah, see, the same thing Suge was doing to Katt, he was trying to do to Chris. They're forgetting something. Suge has never managed me.
What about the
Russell.
reports that this was gang related? These were two gang members that thought they did it in spite of Tupac.
If it was gang related, then why didn't it happen thoroughly? You see, there's parts of this story that just don't seem to make sense.
Right.
You're saying it was gang related, so that means somebody's gang was shooting at somebody's gang, and then somebody's gang didn't.
Responsibility dissolves into abstraction, one question remains unavoidable. Who benefits most from that disappearance?
To him being arrested and indicted. When you heard that news, how did you feel?
Well, I mean, the goal wasn't really to get anyone arrested. It was really just to get the truth of the matter. The story about Orlando Anderson killing Tupac, I've known since around 2007. So was essentially the worst kept secret in LA. Everyone knew about it, but there were no arrests, there was no convictions, there was no anything, there was no actual proofs. There was a lot of conspiracy theories around it. So around 2008, when I first heard the Keefe confession tapes that Greg Kading got, then I found out there was a book that was about to come out. I got a hold of Keefe D and his co-writer, and we scheduled an interview, and we just went from there.
I mean, he appears to have incriminated himself in this interview. Certainly the last. Did you believe he was doing that as you interviewed him?
Well, I think that he believed that he had a level of immunity when he did the proffer agreement. I think at the time he was saying that he had cancer, so maybe he didn't think he had much time to live. So he was just kind of letting it loose at that point. But it was a little bit crazy that he actually sat down and we did everything. And when I asked him about it, sometimes he would try to dodge certain questions, but ultimately I used the book as a blueprint. So whenever a question wouldn't get answered, I said, well, the book said X, Y.
According to 50 Cent, more than 100 hours of footage never made it into the Netflix series. The cuts were explained as time limits and narrative focus, but documentaries aren't neutral containers. They're legal, cultural, and financial products. When entire timelines vanish, audiences are handed closure instead of complexity. At what point does curation stop being storytelling and start becoming insulation?
And patched up and everything from the bullet holes.
And we just took it back to the rental car place.
Was Orlando injured during the fight?
You say?
Was Orlando injured during the fight?
Yeah,
Did he have to go to the hospital?
yeah.
His shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah. Kicked his shoulder out of place.
Detective Greg Kading introduced recorded statements that reignited long-standing allegations around Tupac's murder. Central to them was the claim of financial incentive. Yet the narrative collapses where documentation should begin: no verified transaction, no definitive paper trail. That absence becomes the dividing line between rumor and record in modern justice systems. Now, does truth exist without receipts, or does missing documentation simply reveal the limits of what power allows to be proven? Yhway Khan. Gene Deal's accounts add a more intimate lens focused on behavior, repetition, and fixation rather than isolated events. He describes patterns, imitation, overlapping relationships, blurred rivalry, not proof but texture. In systems driven by ego and legacy, admiration can quietly transform into obsession. When rivalry turns personal, how does that reshape motive? And can psychological patterns ever be weighed alongside legal evidence?
You know,
They were talking about you guys?
shit, they evidently should say KVD nephew. People don't know me. KVD nephew. Suge told him that. Yeah, like then he called me a rat. Oh, bitch, you been ratting. Oh, yeah. Been ratting. You hired the police. Oh, man. You just did the shit all wrong, buddy.
It's your Connect left town. And Connect got mad at you.
No, that Monday, he called me and told me to meet him at
lyrics from the late 90s.
Decades of investigation, speculation, and testimony, the legal conclusion remains unchanged. No charges, no convictions. Prosecutors cite insufficient physical evidence. Defense attorneys point to conflicting narratives. The law demands certainty. History rarely provides it. If justice depends on proof that never surfaces, does accountability expire, or does it simply wait in public memory until truth is no longer too expensive to acknowledge?
Jay, help me with that. Jay, help me with that. Jay, help me with that. Jay did that part right there. When he said,
Cut it out, man.
Shootouts, coastal beat. I wasn't around for that. I was like East Coast, West Coast. That was, and then Keefy D comes out and says,
God damn.
But they said you wrote it and it's him confessing the crime. Did you see this?
No,
Did you see
man,
the meme? Look at the meme. Look.
Cats want to leave me for dead. You coming with me? You coming with me?
you know, I'm not involved in this.
You wrote those verses for real?
Yeah, we collaborated, me and Jay on that.
97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man. Look, you got to look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk. He couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm going to do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm going to put them out the pasture.